we could trade Kodai Senga because he doesn't make a ton of money, and we want to go get this starter in the trade market and this starter in free agency, they could do that. They could also strike out on trading for a starter, and they don't want to go pay 2 starters in free agency. And they go, you know what? Kodai Senga at this number is worth more to us than just giving him away. So this is, out of all of the quotes, this is the ultimate one where he's not lying, but he's doing his best to cover up him changing his mind on this one.
Yeah, for now is quite the. That's not the
man,
most,
that hit like a dagger.
That's not the most ringing endorsement, I would say, that I've ever heard. But look, Senga's a complicated case, and I think the Mets, as Will Salmon has reported in The Athletic, they're open to listening on a deal for Kodai Senga. There are teams looking at him as a buy low, is
Right.
what Salmon said. You generally don't love to be on the selling end of a, quote, buy low deal. That's not usually the best business. But if you want to add 2 starters to this team this offseason, somebody's got to go. Because the way this team is set up currently, you have 5 starters. Kodai Senga, Nolan McLean, Sean Manaea, Clay Holmes, David Peterson. All of those guys are starting pitchers. You're not moving Clay to the bullpen. You're not moving Peterson to the bullpen. So if you want to pull off a trade and sign a free agent, which I think is the plan that you and I would like to see, something has to give. At what point does the value mesh where maybe it is worth it and it's not give Kodai Senga away? His contract's friendly enough, you're getting something. You're not trading him for a literal bag of balls. You're going to get something in return of use. It just may not be something that matches the same upside that Senga has. Where does that value line come together, Connor? And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Where's that come together where, okay, you can move Senga, but you're adding, let's just use names for fun, Freddie Peralta and Dylan Cease to the rotation, or pick your flavor of that group of a trade plus a free agent.
Right.
Where is that maybe makes sense where it's okay to not necessarily get maximum value on every single trade you ever make.
That's exactly right, because this is where the Mets operate in a different playing field than 90% of the league, right? The Dodgers could do this. The Yankees are a weird one because they do spend a lot of money, but they don't always operate this way. But maybe they're in this bucket. You get the point. The really big spending teams can operate this way. Even the Phillies spend a lot of money. So where you don't need to get, like you said, maximum value, because the reality is you're not cheating the system. You're playing it just, you have a rich owner who wants to win. So what you do is you go out there and you go replace Senga through just dollars. Like if they traded for Tarek Skubal, to me, that's not, this is the Senga replacement. The Senga replacement to me would be, like you just said, you went out and you paid Dylan Cease. I think trading for Skubal or one of those high-level guys, it's in its own conversation. It's not. Yes. Signing Cease is a fair argument for that, where it's, what did it cost us? Money. Okay, we have plenty of that. We don't care. So we got 75% back on, 75 cents back on the dollar for Senga. Well, that didn't really hurt us because all it took was money to go replace him. And then maybe we get, like you said, the hardest part that I can't figure out, Joe, I have no idea what Kodai Senga brings you back in this market, because at his best, he's a number 1 pitcher. At his worst, he doesn't play baseball, and he doesn't play baseball a lot. And that matters to a lot of teams in this league. We see guys that just, even if they pitch to a 4.9 ERA, if they go out there and they give you 25 starts a year, you get good money on the free agent market. You do, because it's valuable. Availability, pitch for pitching matters so much. So does Senga bring back a 7th inning reliever? Does Senga bring back a part-time center fielder? Does Senga bring back something more valuable than that? I don't know. So that's the tricky part, Joe.
It is tricky. And Tim Britton wrote an article for The Athletic, and for another friend of the show, and he speculated some Senga type of deals. Like, could you use him in a deal if Alonso leaves to go get Christian Walker from the Astros as a first base replacement. Like, it seems like it might be more of a swap of dollars, or how much money will the Mets eat of Kodai Senga to
Right.
satisfy the appetite of maybe some teams that aren't even big market that may just see it as a value add. But Senga and being traded, I think that is something that Mets fans should definitely be keeping their eye on as we go through, the month of November and December.
Yeah, I think it's more likely than not